Hello, another big show coming up today in the House of Wellness, including a very special guest, former Australian cricket captain Michael Clarke.
You know Michael Clarke, he's just that great all-rounder.
All-rounder, probably best known as a batsman, to be honest.
I would say, you know, great dad, family, fitness, he just covers everything, you know, well-rounded.
Well-rounded all-rounder. Well played, Zoe. Let's get on with this. All-rounder. Today, we find out how to turn chaos into calm with the little people.
Getting out the door is my biggest challenge in the morning.
Also, travel tips to ensure heavenly holidays.
And we learn how a man and his beard are saving lives around the world.
If we grow beards, everyone's going to look at us and go, what the hell are you doing?
So, join us for the show for everyone who wants to live their life just that little bit better.
Reconnect with the best version of you.
Let's all get well, stay well, live well and look fabulous right here in the House of Wellness. Hello gang, nice to have you all here with us. I'm really looking forward to having cricketer Michael Clarke back with us and apologising for calling him well-rounded, Zoe.
He is well-rounded, absolutely sticking to that. You know what, I'm keen on a topic today that cricketers know all well about. The dangers of the summer sun. We're going to learn about skin cancer and what you can do to prevent it. This is a big one, Ed. Sorry to say, you're going to have to get your shirt off.
Again?
You're dying to do it.
Has anyone on the set here not seen me with my shirt off lately?
It's hard to avoid. You just rip it off every time.
Reluctantly, but I'll be showing you how easy it is to get your skin checked. Really important. And Gerald, what will you be checking out for us today?
I'm keeping my shirt on here,
Okay.
but talking about, I'm so sorry, Zoe, a tremendous turmeric this week.
Aha, fantastic stuff.
Okay, and Bianca Chatfield has been looking into our internal health, right? So, Gerald, will you stick around and help us dissect that a bit later?
Love to, Zoe. Yes, because it's a very important part of our whole human being, isn't it?
Yep. But first, Jo, you've been busy sorting out the chaos and creating calm for parents of small children. Thank you.
That's right. I always thought that chaos was just a part of having little kids, but it doesn't need to be the case. So I set out to help one mother build a bridge over those troubled waters.
Stop throwing the balls in the house.
Ah, the joys of being a parent.
Henry, no. Henry.
If you have young kids, you will know that they bring with them some of the greatest joys life can offer. You'll also know that parenting those little bundles of energy and attitude and mess can be frustrating, stressful, exhausting, and at times overwhelming so that you feel lonely and sometimes like you're suffocating. So what do we do? How do we limit the chaos and bring back the calm? Meet single parent Sam Noonan. She's the proud mum of 6-year-old Violet and 4-year-old twins Ruby and Henry. Trying to run a young family all by herself is taking its toll.
Henry, stop it. 4 days with 3 kids by yourself. Henry, let go of my foot. Pouring with rain today. I'm going nuts. Violet and Henry, I asked you to come and sit at the table.
So what are the biggest challenges you face?
Getting out the door is my biggest challenge in the morning. They won't get dressed, they won't put their own shoes on, they're tired, they want to stay in bed, or they just have a tantrum, you know.
Henry, stop it.
Have you ever felt at times that you've been on the edge?
I just had a moment where it was just extremely overwhelming. The kids were up at 10 o'clock at night, still running around the house, refused to get into bed. And, you know, being a single parent, one twin goes one way, one twin goes the other way, and you just can only deal with one at a time. And I was in tears, holding the door shut, keeping them in their bedroom.
Now, I think all parents can relate to this kind of story. So I've arranged for her to meet someone special. This is Chrissy Davies, a children's expert with over 15 years' experience working with families who are experiencing extremely challenging behaviours. What would you like parents to know about how children develop?
Tantrums are actually vital for brain development. They're really important for children.
In what way?
Well, when children tantrum, they're expressing their emotions, the neural pathways in their brain are stretching and they're looking to us for guidance and support. It's complicated. They're trying to work it all out, and sometimes I think we forget that children don't see the world in the same way as us.
So we thought Chrissy would be the perfect person to bring a little calm and control back into Sam's life.
There's some things that we can implement that will make your life so much easier.
Chrissy believes that Sam's kids need to understand what is happening each day and what they can do to help Mum be organised.
And so this is a routine that I'd recommend for each of the kids as well, because young children especially need lots of visual reminders and say things like, OK, great, you've eaten your breakfast, what's next on your chart? And referring them back to the picture so that they can say, brush my teeth. Great, off you go, brush your teeth. And the other thing that I've introduced too is I've got a name tag for everybody. So each of the kids know what's their job that they can do to help you to make things run smoother in the morning.
Now, a fortnight is a lot of parenting when you have your hands as full as Sam, but there is a very different vibe to the house this time. Henry sets the table for breakfast, Violet makes her own lunch, and Ruby happily cleans up.
We need to wipe them down first.
Yeah.
Then before we know it, everyone's ready and off to school, early.
No doubt about it, Jo, kids really do thrive with routine and structure as much as possible. The more we can keep kids on a really structured routines and they like to feel safe and secure and know what's happening, and absolutely a good night's sleep for everybody.
How have you felt over the last few weeks?
I'm a different woman, to be quite honest. Kids were a lot better than I expected. Setting the table, cleaning up the toys, and if one of them steps in to help the other one, they go, no, that's my job.
Well, it seems like Sam is well on the way to finding the calm to her chaos. And as she's shown, it's okay to ask for help if you feel like you need it. You're not alone. With good boundaries, you can find calm too. And in the process, you might find the freedom to reconnect with the best version of you.
Isn't that incredibly freeing to know that tantrums are normal and, in fact, important?
I'm still having them, so I feel better.
Yeah, but what also is important is boundaries, and we shouldn't be frightened to set that up because kids thrive on it.
Absolutely.
In our house, though, my daughter's going on 10. She's pretty much across all of our routines. She's actually a perfect child. I hate to boast. But at that age, I think children kind of can catastrophise a little bit and to think at times over-dramatise. Yeah. So we like to focus on gratitude in our house. So we have a nightly routine where we write down on a post-it note at dinner time something we're grateful for in the day, and we put it in a jar and then we talk about it, which means that we have really good nighttime conversation as well, rather than what did you do today? Nothing. Yeah. So
how was school? Good.
Yeah. So, for instance, she wrote this last night. She's grateful for Catherine for doing my hair and makeup because she's got her end-of-year dance concert this today, and she was worried that Daddy would have to do
that. Would have been fun. That would have been fun.
So she's very grateful that Catherine, my friend, will be doing it for her.
Do you know what? We do something similar. I know my baby's only 9 months, but I got these really cool cards, and you can use them for however old your kid is. There's different levels. And it'll say things like respect or love or gratitude is my power. And then it gives you a little affirmation, and then you can discuss it. So when did you show respect today? How did it make you feel? It's a one-sided combo currently, but we're working on it.
But you tried it on me. That was the card I pulled out.
And it was still a one-sided conversation.
That's my power. Hey, I've got a good one too, kids. My two monkeys, my boys. I've got these Christmas baubles. We hang them in the tree, and it's kind of controlled by an app, so you can look at behaviour, whether it's good or bad. So we've got the green ball currently for my son Hayden. I can secretly press the little button and it'll change to red. Then I go to the other one, which is my son Remy. He's currently naughty, but if I see good behaviour, the elves, see good behaviour.
And then you play them off against each other. It's perfect.
It's really good. So isn't that a nice, fun trick?
Yeah.
A little bit manipulative.
It is a little bit bit manipulative. What about this one from Kristen Bell, who is, Hollywood actress? I love her. She's in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. She's the voice of Anna in Frozen.
Could never forget.
Love that. She has this beautiful technique when she's unloading the car and she's got her little ones around. She says, hands on the circle. So, of course, that's the petrol bowser.
Right.
Hands on that. So she knows where her little kids are.
That's so good.
Because it's scary around cars.
It is.
You want to know where they are,
like
those
if you're
little
putting
monkeys.
in the groceries or something, hand on the circle. Love
Pity
that.
about the petrol fumes. However, what about this
Okay.
one? Kids love sort of routine and structure, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Here's a nice way to sort of colour up your clock at home and divide it into certain zones. So if we take a closer look, we've got the yellow zones from about 4 for homework, from 5, what was that, a bit of playtime, dinner at 6, bath time, and then the red zone. Red zone, good luck to you.
Yeah. You're on your own.
Turns into playtime again.
Red zone for the parents, a little Shiraz perhaps. Hey, good tips. Let's hope that brings some calm to everybody. Stay with us. We'll be right back after the break here on the House of Wellness. Later, we meet an Australian great. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, there he is. Hello, pup. Michael Clarke is in the house.
But next, a man with a mission, and it all started when he and his friends grew beards.
That's kind of exactly what we wanted. We wanted to create a conversation.
Stick around, everyone. We'll be back here on the House of Wellness.
Welcome back. Well, our house hero this week began his journey to educate not only Australians but people around the world about the importance of checking for skin cancer.
At the young age of only 26, Jimmy Niggles lost his friend Wes Bonnie to skin cancer. And after the funeral, Jimmy and some friends decided to grow beards to help raise awareness of the importance of getting your skin checked. And it's amazing what one man and his beard have accomplished.
Guys think they're bulletproof and they will hardly go to a doctor for a broken arm, let alone a little spot on their arm or neck or whatever. So the idea for beard season came about after one of our best mates died from melanoma at the age of 26. And it just completely shocked us how something like this could happen to someone so young in the prime of their life. We all had kind of executive jobs and we thought, if we grow beards, everyone's going to look at us and go, what the hell are you doing? And that's kind of exactly what we wanted. We wanted to create a conversation and we wanted to use our beards to tell people, I lost a friend to melanoma and I don't want this happening to you.
Jim is a man that I like to be around, and a lot of people do. He is passionate, cause-driven, and hyper-focused. Hyper-focused on telling a story and promoting lives.
Yes, I am a beard season victory, yes. I decided to go have my skin checked done, and they found a stage 1 melanoma in my ankle. So, yeah, if I'd not had that picked up, who knows? Every conversation is an opportunity to encourage someone to do something which could look after their health and hopefully save a life.
Melanoma is a serious disease and it is the most preventable death from a cancer. I lost one of my best mates to melanoma and I don't want that happening to any of you. So please, go and get a skin check. It can seriously save your life.
I am so inspired by that because not only is Jimmy keeping the memory of his friend alive, he's helping save other people's lives.
Indeed, and I've changed outfits and what I'll do a little bit later is to show how important this message is and show you how easy it is to get your skin check, which you must do. We've invited dermatologist Dr Mike Shenouda to examine me a little bit later on, along with Jimmy Niggles, who's with us on the couch. Hello.
G'day.
Super beard. How do we get involved in beard season?
You want to touch it,
It's
don't you?
amazing.
Well, technically beard season's winter, but we're just coming into summer, so it's very important that we we encourage people to get a check, and this is a great kind of opportunity to do so. And just to be sun safe and look after their friends in the next few months.
Absolutely.
It's a wonderful talking point. You must have people ask you constantly about this bib, which allows you then to spread the message.
Yeah, it's been a great walking billboard, and I've kept this since our first winter. And
how long ago was that?
It's been 8 years now.
Gosh.
So it's
impressive.
Along the way, you've attracted some big names to the cause, haven't you?
Yeah. Richard Branson's one of our ambassadors now, and
Right.
I bumped into him in Sydney and literally had this kind of chat. And I met him again a year later, and he actually said he found a couple of things on his shoulder that he had no idea about.
Wow.
Fantastic.
And yeah, it's just so awesome that there's been so many good people that have been jumping on board each and every year.
I understand you've just come back from New York, and there's a little bit of a top secret mission that was involved there.
The longer the beard gets, the more valuable.
Well, it is valuable to a certain Aussie that you might have met over there.
Yeah, so since I've been growing it, I got to a point a few years ago where I realised I just couldn't shave it off. It saved so many lives so far. So I decided to put it up for sale for $1 million, and
Whoa.
that's our only kind of fundraising thing we've done.
Yeah.
So over the last few years, I've been trying to do whatever it takes to make this thing more valuable and more notorious and prove its worth, basically. And we did a few things over in America, which we can't talk about just yet, but hopefully for next year, this might be coming off.
Right.
And beard season will be massive. So,
all right. I'm thinking about mutton chops May, but
Yeah.
great to see you along with the beard and keep the incredible cause going, mate. Appreciate that.
It is a very simple message.
Yeah.
Get yourself checked.
Well, I'm going to do that right now. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Joe. I'm going to head over this way where I'm going to meet Dr. Mike Shenouda, who's a cancer clinician specialist. Thank you for being here, Doc.
Pleasure.
You're going to have a look at my skin with the camera, special equipment that we've got here. And just to show you how easy it is to get your skin checked, which should probably do, what do you think, Doc, yearly perhaps?
Well, that all depends on your risk factors.
Okay.
So if you've blue eyes and you burnt your skin a lot, especially childhood, you want to see you more often.
Well, look, I'm a sun
I would
bunny.
say, yeah.
I'm a real sun bunny. I mean, I was a pro lifeguard back in that. Get that camera on me. Let's have a look around. And I would say in my defence, I'm always lathered in 50 plus, non-stop. Come on, let's have a look. I want to see what we got here.
Okay.
We'll have a look at some spots. But so skin types, no matter what kind of blockout you've got on, can still be subjected to the harsh rays of the sun, and we can have some of these melanomas developing. All right, so what are we looking for specifically, Doc, when you scan my back?
Specifically, we look for the pigments, which can be melanoma.
Yep.
And so we look at the regularity of the structure within a mole that you can see there with a skin microscope.
All righty.
Look at the regularity. You look at the pigment structure, which you can see clearly there.
Yep. Are there different types of skin cancers that you can get?
Yes, certainly. So you've got two main ones, the carcinomas and the melanomas.
Okay.
So the carcinomas comes in basal cell carcinoma and squamous cell carcinoma.
Yep.
And the most notorious one is the melanoma, which comes in various types.
All right, keep scanning. I mean, I lather on this blockout and I'm hoping it's done enough over my 52 years on the planet to keep me safe, but our summers are long and pretty harsh, aren't they?
Yeah, so certainly you can see here on screen.
Ugly looking thing.
It is okay. It's regular, shows pigmentation. Happy to keep this there, but it would be good to keep an eye on it as well.
Oh, really?
So it would be good to take a photo of that on a mole mapping and compare when you come back next time.
Okay, so this is something I can leave. Is anything else jumping out as potentially one you want to look at a bit more closely?
Certainly. So again, it's another example of a normal mole.
Yeah.
And I can see up here for real that little tiny pink nodule, which I think it's a BCC or a basal cell carcinoma.
Really? Okay, so that is a carcinoma.
That's right.
So what's my next step with this, Doc?
So your next step is very simple, is to have it removed. And you can see there on screen that pink little nodule that sits there. It's a nodular BCC.
Okay, so
simple,
what does that mean?
Simple surgery will remove it, go to the lab to be tested, to have proof it's been completely excised.
If I did nothing, what would happen from here on over the next handful of months and years?
Okay, the basal cell carcinoma is relatively not as aggressive as all the others. You're going to get, we call the skin mouse. It's going to get larger, bigger, itch and bleed. So I can assure you're going to come back to have it removed, that's for sure.
Okay, goodness me. Okay, so to recap, Sun Smart over the course of this next handful of months, of course, for summer. Block out wherever you can. Get to know your skin well. I mean, I can't see those points that you're looking at,
That's
right?
my job.
So, yeah, fantastic. Get your skin checked out regularly, every 12 months if possible as well. And, of course, always go out in the sun with some protection on. Slip, slop, slap, that sort of thing.
And reapply.
Yeah, and
reapply.
Well, thanks for that discovery.
Pleasure.
I've got some action to take, and it's an important message for everybody and for all of us today. All right, let's take a short break. I'll re-robe, and we'll be back here with more on the House of Wellness.
Later, find out what your insides can tell about your health.
Going to the toilet regularly is one of the most important aspects of human body systems functioning.
But next, we're getting fruitalicious with a fresh smoothie that will keep the taste buds cool.
Stay with us. We're blending it up in the kitchen here on the House of Wellness.
The festive season is upon us. And this Christmas-inspired, mineral-rich bentonite clay smoothie will ensure you jingle all the way into the new year. First, add your fruits, starting with strawberries, frozen banana and a ripe avo. Add hemp seeds and fresh mint for flavour. Next, add your bentonite clay. This is your secret silly season ingredient packed with potassium and magnesium. Pour in your coconut milk and then blend until smooth. Simply serve with a sprinkle of yummy shredded coconut and fresh mint. And that's how you make my bentonite clay smoothie. Enjoy for breakfast or as the perfect pre-party snack.
Yeah, it's delicious. What a healthy option for Christmas Day drinks. May I?
Oh, yes, of course you shall. You know what? It is a great way to start the day. I love a shake to start the day. Gerald, what's the story with clay? I thought that was very ghost, you know, on the pottery wheel.
No, well, it is, Zoe, but clay actually is full of minerals. So it plays a role in reducing acidity. It's alkalising.
How do you feel? Alkalised?
Well, I feel healthy, but I'm still, to be honest, a little
really,
bit.
that really was good, wasn't it?
I'm a little bit rattled by my diagnosis.
You know what? And it isn't a joke. This actually was real, a true thing that you do have to get checked out further for this mole on your back. And I think that was the whole point of this movement is get checked. A mole is no joke.
So I spoke to Dr. Mike during the break. He wants to see me next week for a little surgical procedure to rip it off and get it, you know, analysed. So we'll do that, and hopefully I'll be back.
Yes, well,
let's not be dramatic.
No, don't be fatalistic. We do care, Ed.
Thank you. I mean, it doesn't seem
Slip,
that way.
slop, slap.
But let's get to your calls because we care about you. We have David standing by first up in Eli Waters in Queensland who's asked for some advice.
My vision's getting worse, so what can I do to improve my vision the older I get?
Yeah, are there some supplements perhaps that'll help our peepers perform?
There are, Ed, and having regular eye checks is very important as well. So these are usually annual, so you get in the groove of having an annual eye check. But yes, anything brightly coloured, carrots, pumpkin, brighter colours the better, vitamin A and D, as in eggs. But having a multivitamin is brilliant
Really
for your
helpful
eyes.
and easy.
Yes.
Okay, now we have Drayton, who we met on the streets of Sydney. How can we help you, Drayton?
I'm trying to get fit. Are supplements when going to the gym necessary?
This is a big one. We're all getting ready for the beach. We're all wanting to start working out. Should we be supplementing ourselves, not just with food, but something a little bit stronger maybe?
I think it's a pretty good idea, Zoe, because when we make that decision to really improve our fitness, we tend to go at it pretty solidly, don't we? So fatigue sets in, and it's sadly a reason where you say, look, I might just stop doing what I'm doing because my body doesn't like it much. Having supplements, appropriate supplements, with perhaps some protein powder and your exercise and the good food, all helps. It's a package.
And men versus women supplements, I think you need to look at that.
Probably worthwhile. More calcium for women, less for men.
Okay.
So all of those things are worth considering.
Important. Okay, now lastly we have Patricia from Brunswick West in Victoria. Hello.
I'm just wondering what's the best vitamin to use for your hair?
Goodness gracious, she has beautiful hair.
She does.
But we colour our hair.
Zoe.
It's a lot of work goes into this before I do not look like this normally.
Yes.
I need supplements like her. What can we
The
take?
mineral specifically is silica. Now, that comes as a herb horsetail, funny name, but horsetail, or you can buy...
Does it come from the horse's tail?
No, it's the shape of the herb plant itself that gets the name. But
Makes
silica
the
is the
ponytail
mineral.
look really good.
Yeah, very good. He switched on. Wow. So silica, the mineral, comes in a couple of different forms. It's fairly slow acting, but 6 months makes a big difference.
Okay, so be consistent.
Yes.
I'm here all day,
Thank
folks.
you.
Stay with me. Great info. If you'd like some more on this series, just head to our website. It's standing by 24/7, houseofwellness.com.au. Now, A to Z of vitamins time. And Gerald, while we've got you here, I want to talk about these annoying aches and pains that we all seem to have as part of growing old, right? We all suffer from different levels of stiffness and osteoarthritis. Add into that rheumatoid arthritis as well. Just plain old nagging joint pain. Now, we can have some medications, of course. Anything other natural, perhaps, we could take?
I'm sorry to hear, Ed, that your aches and pains as you're getting older are causing a problem, but you should consider turmeric. You should consider turmeric is an amazingly versatile herb. So it's a pain reliever, it's an anti-inflammatory, and there's a lot of other good things that happen in your body as well. So most of the labelling you'll see is about aches and pains, but actually it acts on helping cholesterol levels and other things as well, all behind the scenes.
I'm very sensitive. The Grim Reaper virtually met with me in the previous segment, and you're still... I just don't feel a sympathy.
I wouldn't say he's picking on you, he's just stating facts. So let's just not be so sensitive.
Your question.
Now, my husband takes turmeric every day. He's got lots of aches and pains and joint issues. Should he be taking that, and should everyone be taking that with other supplements and medication, or should it be taken solo?
One of the amazing things about turmeric, Zoe, is its relative safety. There are very few interactions that have been clinically proven. Some are theoretical, but very few clinically proven. So it's always check. But on the whole,
turmeric is safe.
No, yes.
Okay.
In tablet form, I mean, we associate with food, of course, beautiful.
Curries.
Yes.
Curries and things, but capsules probably best than tablets.
In your lattes.
Oh, goodness me. Thank you for that. The A to Z of vitamins brought to us by Wagner Vitamins, a premium Australian pharmacy supplement range. Thank you, Gerald, for your sympathy and your thoughts. Stay with us. We've got more after the break here on the House of Wellness.
Later, we road test travel health tips to help keep you out of the sick bed and on that daybed.
Coming up, we take a look at your insides and how to keep them healthy.
I realised how long I'd been suffering with a general degree of gut unhealth.
All that and so much more here on the House of Wellness.
Welcome back. Well, we all know eating well and exercising regularly can help us lead a healthy life and keep us looking good too.
Yes, and maintaining that healthy appearance on the outside is probably what motivates many young people to keep fit, like myself. But you're younger too. As Bianca Chatfield explains, when we get older, we need to change our fitness focus.
Our internal health is essential to feeling good. Our digestive system, gut health and bone density all play a crucial role in keeping us strong, energetic and motivated to move through our lives with ease. But as we move towards our 40s and 50s, our bodies can begin to struggle. And it's at this point in our lives that we may need to take a few extra steps to keeping our gut healthy, our bowels moving and our bones strong. Dropping the kids off at the pool, spending a penny, answering nature's call. Doesn't matter how you say it, the important thing is you're doing it and doing it regularly. But sometimes, especially as we get older, it doesn't happen quite as easily.
Going to the toilet regularly is one of the most important aspects of human body systems functioning. Maintaining that regularity is one of the most important aspects of maintaining gut health.
We know fibre is important. How much should we be having every day?
As we approach the age of 50, nearly most of the body system starts to slow down, the metabolism starts to slow down, nutrient assimilation starts to slow down. So the international guidelines recommend using about 35 grams of fibre for men and 30 to even 25 grams of fibre for women every day.
Now, everyone knows that the gut is responsible for food digestion. However, most people are surprised to learn that over 2/3 of the immune system resides there. Having a highly functional immune system is dependent upon having a healthy gut. So any impairment in our digestive health means that our immune system suffers. And the easier your gut processes your food, the better your digestive and gut health will be. All in all, its good digestion makes you feel better. And one man that can attest to the difference a healthy gut can make to your life is Anthony Bradstreet. After months of feeling listless and weak, he was diagnosed with fructose intolerance. He immediately changed his diet, increasing his fibre intake with lots more salads and fresh foods, and the energy and vitality was the first thing to return.
The way I've related it before is when I first got reading glasses and I looked at a piece of paper and thought, oh, that's what my eyesight was meant to be like. and then it's a bit like it was with the gut. Oh, that's what I'm meant to feel like. So I got used to being slightly bloated pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
And it was varying degrees of uncomfortable, but that was normal.
Yeah.
And so once I started to eat better and use some of the supplements, I realised how long I'd been suffering with a general degree of gut unhealth, for want of a better term.
When we don't consume enough fibre, we can experience constipation, hemorrhoids, and even bowel cancer. So if you're looking for a quality fibre supplement, this new Metamucil product will not only provide you with the psyllium fibre to stay regular and support a healthy gut, but also give you the calcium for strong bones. Two things people 50 and over need, and it's in the same bottle.
Psyllium resists the acid and enzyme degradation that happens in the stomach. So it reaches the intestine in one piece and then forms a gelatinous lump that actually gives you satisfaction, satiety from hunger, and also feeds the bacteria at the same time, which kind of improves your gut health naturally.
One of the other things that affects us as we get older is that our bones are just not quite as strong as what they once were. We don't bounce like we used to. Over 4.5 million Australians aged 50 plus have osteoporosis, osteopenia, or poor bone health. While there are numerous different sources of calcium, many Australians don't get enough in their diet either. That's why we see supplements are becoming more and more a part of Australians' daily routine, especially with women reaching menopause.
So as soon as women reach menopausal age group, their bone density starts to go downhill for the first 5 years quite rapidly. So it's very advisable to use some sort of calcium supplementation from menopause onwards.
So if you're starting to view your 40s and 50s in the rearview mirror and you want to be healthy from the inside and out, we've got to keep our bones strong, our guts healthy, and make sure we're regularly dropping the kids off at the pool.
Alrighty, nice to be back with Gerald Quigley and our resident dietitian, Susie Burrell, as well. Suze, we need to end this baffling dietitian speak. Just put into simple terms for us. What do we need in terms of fibre levels in our food?
Well, we need 30 grams per day. So in food terms, I always tell my clients it's a couple of pieces of fresh fruit. Fresh fruit is always best. 2 to 3 cups of salad or vegetables, which are very fibre rich. And when you choose your bread or your breakfast cereal or even your rice or pasta, you want it to be whole grain because they're much higher sources of fibre.
Susie, we talk about soluble and insoluble fibre.
Yes.
Confuses the whole package because people think, oh, one or the other. What's the difference?
One, they operate differently in the bowel, and so it's different health benefits from it. So, for example, soluble fibre has benefits for cholesterol levels, whereas insoluble fibre tends to be better for our gut. But what's important to know that it's the mix of fibre in our diet. So one's not better than the other. It's just about having a range of different foods. So, for example, the fruit tends to be higher in soluble fibre, whereas the wheat bran and the grain sources tend to be better in insoluble fibre. So the best advice I can give you is mix it up. So include some whole grains, include some nuts each day, as well as fruit and vegetables, because I have clients, for example, who may only eat fruit but very little vegetables, or only eat salad and then not the cooked vegetables, and you get different types of fibre from all of the different foods. So mixing it up is the key to success.
We've cleared it all up.
We have, and that's keeping the bacteria in our gut happy, isn't it?
Absolutely. So, of course, we get the good bacteria as well from our probiotic supplements, but some of the key fibre sources are things we call resistant starch, which comes from the unripened bananas, rye bread, and a range of different fibres as well, and hence another reason for mixing it up.
Great advice. Thank you, Susie. I already feel shiny on the inside. Let's go over to you, Zoe and Jo.
At this time of year, lots of us are looking forward to going on holidays. I can smell it in the air. But many a holiday has been ruined by a bad back, a sore neck, or walking around with your foot in a moon boot.
How often do you see that?
And it's the worst for tan lines. You know, you're spending your holidays in the sick bed at home, not in the same. It's not the same, is it, as spending it on the day bed at the beach.
That's right. So joining us today is feel-good physio Anna-Louise Bouvier, giving us her top tips for how to make sure you have a fabulous break. Anna-Louise, help us. What is the number one thing you see that people get into trouble with going into their holidays?
Well, I think a lot of people are really run down coming into a holiday. You're trying to do
yourself out.
Exactly
Yeah.
that. So the typical thing we see is that people get on holidays and then they get the flu or something like that for the first week of the holiday.
Why does that happen? Why do we get sick
I
as
think your
soon as we-
immune system's so run down, and when the adrenaline actually goes, you just... and so people just get sick. That's something we see all the time.
Look, I struggle with a neck issue, and if I'm not with a burly husband, see what I did there, lifting up my cases, I can hurt my back and my neck.
I know. Look, one of the biggest things we also see is people, you know, when the carousel goes round, people are terrified that their bag's sort of going to get lost. And so instead of coming right up close to the carousel and bringing it off, people tend to lift and try to lift the
Well, you
thing
know
off the
why?
carousel.
Because anxious Andes are straight up and down, and you can't get your bag. You can't get through.
Do you know what? You just have to lift it up, bring it in close to you, and then come off. And these four-wheelers are fantastic because you can then wheel them off really close to you.
Right, so you let the carousel do the work for you. It goes on, you hold on, it drags
And
off. And
slide
if
it
you
off.
miss out, it's not
Yell.
going to disappear.
It's mine!
No, it will come back again.
You don't know for sure.
It's not a black hole out there.
You don't know that.
What about, Anna-Louise, I like to sleep on the plane. I don't want to get off with a crick in my neck.
Yeah.
Right. Have you got
This
some
is my
advice for me?
favourite. Now, I picked this up at Hong Kong Airport. I adore it because when you've got a
try.
long neck...
And a little pinhead.
That's
I put these on and it slips right through.
It's like your neck and your head are the same size.
This one is amazing. You tie it up.
Oh, hang on a
And
sec.
so what is fantastic is that you can actually go to sleep, and if you like
That's how she looks, sleeping.
And if you like sleeping on your side, you just swing it round to the side, and it's
hang
just
on.
fantastic.
Okay, you stay there. I've got one more question. I've got
Happy.
another question.
Yeah.
What about, because I can feel this when I go on holidays, I get a lot of ankle pain from being in thongs so often.
Yeah.
What is going on?
Well, because so many of us don't spend a lot of time bare feet or in thongs, when you get on holidays, people go, way, fantastic. But the trouble is your feet aren't used to kind of being flat like that. And thongs actually make your toes grip a bit. Yeah, and walking long romantic walks in soft sand, disaster for feet.
So what would you recommend?
So,
Just stay in the bar.
Yeah. It does help your
With your
feet.
neck pillow.
That's good for romance.
Yes, very attractive. But it's probably best if you're going to do a long walk, put some shoes on and just keep out of the soft sand and just like, well, I'm very partial to a Birkenstock, although some people aren't as keen on those. But, you know, something with a little bit of support rather than wearing your thongs the whole time.
Oh, goodness, so much to take on board. Thank you so
I know, it's so much to take on
much.
holidays.
Thank you. We're going to give that back. Okay, now make sure you follow all of those tips and tricks. We want everyone to have an injury-free holiday this summer. We're going to be right here after the break on the House of Wellness.
And yes, we're beaming out right across Australia on the 7 Network and the Prime Network. So join us on the show for everyone who wants to live life to the full. Next up, striding purposefully to the crease. Okay, well, just making his way to our studio, it's Michael Clarke.
Welcome back. Well, our next guest is one of Australia's most loved sportsmen. He captained the Aussie cricket team and, amongst other achievements, led us to our 5th Cricket World Cup triumph. We could do it again.
You can? Oh, gosh, mention that. His determination and drive as a batsman and captain have never waned, and after his retirement from the game, those skills continue to power him forward.
Joining us today to talk about his life after he took his bat and ball and went home, former Australian cricket captain Michael Clarke with his lovely daughter Kelsey Lee. G'day, pup.
Hello, guys.
Kelsey Lee?
You say hello.
Fair to say.
Hello, Zoe. Hello, Ed.
Perhaps more scary than facing West Indian fast bowlers is parenting, because she gave you a bit of a scare a few weeks back. Right?
Yeah, she's a little superstar, to be honest, but we did have a scare. She got, she had an asthma attack, or a couple of asthma attacks, and was having a lot of trouble breathing.
Yeah.
So this is where Kylie's so calm, so chilled out, where Dad freaks. I'm like, uh-oh.
Fair enough.
So we rushed her to hospital, because she'd fall asleep for about 10 minutes and then wake up, and because she couldn't get air in, she was petrified.
You'd be very panicked. What do you do as a parent in that situation? Like, what if other people are watching now and going through the same thing? What are the tips?
Well,
Don't panic.
Yeah, do the opposite to what I do. I think straight away, Kylie and I communicated. She actually rang the ambulance, so she had the ambulance on the phone,
talking through,
asking questions. Should the ambulance come pick her up? Should we take her to hospital? Because I think our mindset at the start was, will take her to the doctor and get some advice, just a local GP. But then probably because I was so hesitant and nervous, because I sort of think when it comes to breathing, like there's no real plan B. She's already short of breath, so if it gets any shorter,
just go.
So we went. We did. I put her in the car and took her to emergency.
You went to hospital, yeah.
The children's hospital. They were unreal. They were fantastic. And then we found out she had asthma.
Yeah, right.
That's how you found out.
Yeah,
right. I mean, an ambulance run with your children, it's so much fun. It'll come.
Don't just call up to get a ride.
No. Isn't it interesting though, as a pro sportsman, where you're so in control in your field of expertise, pup?
Can you take that out of your mouth?
Everything you're doing, experiencing with your child is for the first time.
Fun. The hospital was not fun.
No, sweetie.
Oh, but remember they gave you an ice block though, didn't they?
And they make you feel better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. But everything's first time as a parent, right?
Yeah.
Does your training as a pro sportsman in any way prepare you?
No.
What you're going through?
No, move as quickly as you can, make a decision as quickly as you can. No, I think the one thing about parenting is you just try your best. And every child is different, every mum and dad's different. I think the partnership's important.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's definitely made Kylie and I stronger together. I think she's definitely softened me, Kelsey Lee, as a person.
No question. Look at you.
I think you just do your best.
Dad too, mate. I'll give you credit.
Hey, who's that on the TV screen?
Photo creeper.
Can you take those out of your mouth, please?
Why?
Because they don't taste yummy.
Hey, Kelsey Lee, guess what time it is soon? Christmas. What do you two do
Who's coming?
at the Clarke household for Christmas?
What do we do for Christmas? We get lots of
presents.
Yeah, ripper.
And we get something. We leave something for Santa Claus, don't we? A cookie and some milk. And then what about for the reindeers? What did we leave last year?
It's a long time, Dad.
Carrot? A carrot. Good girl.
Mate, since you've retired from cricket, you've probably never been busier with cricket in the last handful of years. Also got this role as an ambassador for Wagner too, which keeps you extra busy, right?
Yeah, and much needed, to be honest. Like, I've never been a big one for pushing anyone to take things they don't need. I've used the supplements, particularly for travel. Like, I get really run down sitting on aeroplanes all the time, and travelling back and forth to India is sort of 14 hours. So,
And being in India too, right, with the pollution and things, you really need to...
Different countries, you don't always get the food that you love. So that's why I guess the vitamins have helped me a lot. Yeah, little things. I take fish oil, turmeric, and a multivitamin every day. And the good thing about Wagner, they got stuff for kids as well. So Kelsey Lee loves them. She thinks they're her lollies.
They make her quite wriggly, but
they're her treats. Yeah.
Listen, you're going to have a great Christmas. You'll start to really enjoy it now. It's free.
You want some water? Can you wait 1 second? I'll get you some.
We'll let you do that.
You okay?
Great to see you with us on the couch, mate.
We're dying for Christmas. Santa Claus is coming. Actually, I think we're going this week to have a photo.
Now.
You can have. Is today Saturday?
Hey, let's all go for a lollipop.
Let's all have lollipops. Yay!
Coming in.
Thanks for having us.
We'll grab a lollipop. We'll be right back after the break here on the House of Wellness. Lollipops for everyone.
Now, I've got something I want to share with you all. We talked earlier about methods that keep our kids in check, right?
Yeah, chaos to calm.
Right, I've got another one. Here is a dad who is taking on his teenage daughter by mocking her on Instagram. This is my favourite. Look at the cleavage. He's doing well, isn't he?
That's so great because, you know, she's not going to have a fight with him like, oh, you're being tyrannical. She's like, oh, Dad, you're so embarrassing.
Stop. She's like, but I'm going to do one more.
Stop embarrassing me, Dad.
Oh, my God.
And now he's become quite famous.
Yeah.
Right.
Who's got more followers, the dad or the
dad?
Shame. Oh, goodness me. Well, I hope you enjoyed the show. It's been a busy one, and one that may well have saved a life, possibly mine.
Are you okay?
I'm a little rattled, I'll be honest with you.
Fair enough.
I'm going to go and see Dr. Mike, skin specialist, and I'll be back next week to report on that and how that procedure went.
Super important.
I think we all get checked too, right?
Really important.
He's so brave.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, finally. Stay with us and make sure you join us next week. We'll learn about the good and bad of fad diets and intermittent fasting as well. While we're talking about food too, Zoe Bingley-Pullen will be back with some great salad options as well from her beautiful cookbook, Falling in Love with Food Again. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
For all your support. Thanks to our friends at Chemist Warehouse. Hope you have a healthy and well week. Bye.